Hi, coloring friends, and happy Pi Day. In case you aren't aware, it is March 14th, and since the numbers of the date are 314, it's also referred to as Pi Day because the math pi starts with 314. So I am celebrating the day with all things pie. And by this pie, I mean the food related, because it's a bit more fun than the math related pie. Uh, but I am going to be making at least one pie on camera. I'm making three pies total today. So I'm going to do for dinner a beef and cheddar pie, which is a favorite in my house. It's an old Rachel Ray recipe, and I will see if I can link it below because it is definitely worth a try. I highly recommend it. And then I'm going to be making for dessert a peanut butter pie and a mixed berry pie. So I will show at least one of those being made in this video. And then for coloring, I was searching my books and trying to find a pie to color, and I was coming up short. I'm sure I'm missing, I'm sure somewhere in one of my books there is a wonderful picture of a pie, but I cannot find it. So what I settled on was in this friend's coloring book that I have here. It's put out by Scholastic. I am going to be working a little bit on this page here because it is covered in pizza pies. So, and that is a good idea in case you don't feel like making a whole bunch of pies to celebrate for dinner this evening. Just get yourself some pizza. And that'll count too. So I am going to be using I really wanted to do marker, but this book is not single-sided. So I'm going to do colored pencil, and I am working with my Sioux Color set here. Sioux Color pencils. Whoops. And yeah, I'm just going to do some simple fun coloring. I don't think it's going to be a terribly long coloring portion of the video, just because I have a lot going on today. I'll talk about that more once I'm getting into coloring here. So let me just move in a little closer and we'll start working on this page. All right, it's hard to figure out where I wanted to tackle to start. I think I'm going to work right around here. Trying to figure out, this has to be Ross here in this picture. I think Chandler's over here and Joey. Oh, no, you know what? I'm probably wrong because this little guy over here has Marcel on his head, so that's got to be Ross. This must be Joey. I think this might be Chandler because that kind of looks like a sweater vest that he has on. This book is so cute. It's actually been a while since I've watched Friends, so I'm a little rusty in my Friends knowledge, I feel like. So I have some yellows, different yellows pulled for the cheese part of the pizzas. That's probably a pepperoni right there. So yeah, I'm going to be making a bunch of pies for dinner. I've been doing that for a few years. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I love the beef and cheddar pie um, that I usually do. It is ground beef, potatoes, vegetables, celery, carrots, onion, and then the recipe calls for a dark beer, and you cook the meat mixture in that, and then put it in a pie crust of puff pastry crust and bake that in the oven. You can use just a beef stock if you don't want to cook with beer, although it does give it a really good flavor. So that is going to be a tasty dinner tonight. And then I think I will probably do um, the peanut butter pie. I think I'll probably show putting that together in the video here. It is a very easy one and one that I made years and years ago, and was thinking about the other day, and I thought, oh, I should make that for Pie Day. I wanted to do like a fruit pie and then I don't know, a sweet treat pie. I don't know how else to put it. So, and I asked my husband, because he is a super pie lover, what pie he would like um, to have today, and he said a mixed berry one would be really good. So that one I haven't really figured out a recipe for yet. I have a pie crust mix, so I'm gonna make the pie crust, and then I'm thinking I got a bag of frozen mixed berries. I have those thawing in the fridge. I will probably drain them a little bit and then toss them with some, I guess, probably cornstarch, maybe some cinnamon and sugar, and um, a dash of salt, and then put that in the pie crust and bake it. I think that's what I'll do for that, because I don't really have a recipe for that. So I wonder if these drips are supposed to be cheese. I guess those are cheese strips. So I'm not sure why. Why is it raining cheese in their house? That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so that's the pies. I thought for sure I had a picture of a pie. I have the Coloring Heaven food magazine, or food issue, and I looked through that because I thought for sure there was a pie in that, and there wasn't. And I looked through a few other books. My backup was a picture from the Strawberry Shortcake Coloring Heaven collection with a picnic where they're serving a pie, but it's not a very big part of the page, so I figured we'll go with this instead. Um, yeah, so I'm going to do a little bit of coloring on this, probably not too terribly much, unfortunately. Sorry about that, I got a little light going now. I thought it looked a little on the dark side, even though it is pretty sunny out today, but every little bit helps. So I was saying, I don't think I'm going to have too much coloring in this video. I'll try to get a little bit done, but so I have the pies to make. I'm going to try to do as much as I can ahead of time because I have to drop dinner off with my daughter at her school. She is in a musical, and they are having, it's at the end of the week, and they're having lots of rehearsal time this week, so she needs dinner brought to her, and I want to have the pies pretty much ready to go. It'd be nice if I could take her a piece with her dinner. I won't have the beef and cheddar pie done, I don't think, for her to have, but, well, maybe I could. I don't know. I have to have it over there by 3:30, so It's gonna be, excuse me, it's gonna be tight to get that done and over there by then. And then I also have to bake some for, I signed up, they do like a baked goods sale table during the play nights. Um, and it helps, fund and support the program there. And I need to make some chocolate chip cookies, and they want them individually packaged so they can sell them. So I need to bake and wrap those, and I'd like to get them dropped off tonight as well. I'm also doing the play, or I'm sorry, the musical they're doing is The Addams Family, and so I also wanted to do some Addams Family themed cupcakes. Um, and I don't want to give all the food too far in advance. They don't need it till Thursday, and it's Tuesday now. So, but I work the next 2 days, um, kind of right smack in the middle of the day. So I need to be mindful of my time to bake. Um, so the plan today is I'm going to bake the cookies, get them wrapped and ready to go, and then I'm also going to, my plan for the cupcakes is I have, they're going to be Devil's Food Cake. Get it? Addams Family, Devil's Food. So Devil's Food Cake. It's going to be a dark bottom, and then I have a vanilla icing, which I just purchased. So I'll frost them with the vanilla icing, and then I got an edible black shimmer spray to put on top of the white. I got black candy melts, and I'm going to turn those into like spider webs. I want to pipe them out into a spider web pattern on some parchment paper, let them set up, and then stick them down, like standing up in the top of the cupcakes. And then I need to make it, but I want to do like a little, I don't know, like almost play or musical banner or sign, but tiny. And then print them out and tape them to a toothpick that, says the name of the musical, Addams Family, and use, cool font and everything for that. And then tape them to a toothpick and stick them in on the other side of the cupcakes. So, or behind the spider web, or I'm not totally sure yet. I kind of looked on Pinterest at what other people have done, and I'm kind of taking some of the ideas and then making up my own as well. So it's kind of how I operate usually. Get some inspo and then, you know, make it my own. So those should be fun, but I want to create the little banner thing that's going on the toothpicks today and get them all printed out and cut out so that tomorrow I can just bake and assemble the cupcakes and then have them all ready to send in on Thursday. Phew, what a week. What a week. Yeah, so I've got a lot of time in the kitchen today. So that's why I was saying um, I don't think I'm gonna have tons of time to sit and color a whole bunch, unfortunately, much as I'd like to. So, how about anyone else out there? Please let me know if you are celebrating Pie Day. Are you making a pie? What kind? Um, Curious if you have a favorite pie recipe, share it if you have a second. Like I said, my husband is a huge pie lover, so he would definitely welcome the recipe ideas. Oh no, I'm not super thrilled with that cheese color, but it's okay. I need to figure out, I want to pull a couple reds for the pepperoni. I'm thinking, I almost want like a maroon, and then maybe a dark brownish red sounds good. And then, let's see, maybe this red here. I don't know. That says, oh boy, that's funny. This looks like a very red red, and it is called peach. That threw me off a little bit. Okay, so let's see. I don't know about peach. That might be a little, I'm not sure. I do have these swatched. I should really just look at my swatch. Let me pull that out. That would be a good idea. It's one of the few sets that I've actually gotten my act together and swatched. So I pulled 151. That is this color. All right, that'll be good. And then I went like a lighter than this. So the other reds are over here. Thinking probably maybe 45. Looks a lot like 151. Go a little more red and do 175. I wonder if that's the peach. It's this one here. Okay, sorry. Probably should have pulled some reds for the, it is not, it's carmine red. Okay. So let's get some of these pepperoni colored here. Yeah, so busy week at my house. On top of that, my husband's sick, so I'm hoping nobody else ends up getting it. All right, let's see how this red is going to work as the lighter part of this. That's not bad. Really, really see the grain of the paper on this one. Let's see. Yeah, you couldn't see it as much with the yellow, but with the red, I can really see that graininess of the paper. I'm going to try using my Prisma colorless blender here and see if that, just give it a little burnish real quick. Yeah, I like that better. I do find that the Sioux color tends to need a little help from the Prisma colorless blender. It definitely benefits from using that. Okay, I'll get these pepperoni colored, maybe work on the crust, and then I might need to call it for today, which is kind of sad because I'd really like to just sit and color some more, but there are pies to be baked. And kids to be fed, so I am excited for the musical. My husband and I watched the Wednesday series on Netflix not that long ago, actually, and really enjoyed it. So this should be fun. Fun to see. That. Go ahead and add just a touch more of the darker here. There we go. All right, and then we'll blend it up here. This book is so fun. I haven't colored in it at all yet, so it's kind of nice to have an excuse to get into it a little bit. Okay, one pepperoni pizza. Let's figure out the crust here. I have a bunch of browns pulled out already, so it shouldn't take me too terribly long to come up with something here. Let's see. I'm going to start with, this is a dark yellow. We'll see, maybe that's too yellow to start with. Yeah, that's a little more yellow than I want to start with. I'm going to start with more of a brown. It's olive brown. Here's just straight brown. Let's give that a go. I'll go ahead and get the bottom crust too. I make sure to keep my process the same for the whole crust. Okay, so that was brown. Let's try that dark yellow now. And then I think I'm just gonna do this pale yellow on top. Go. That area here. Starting to get hungry, and coloring pizza is not helping. Now I want pizza. All right, that's not too bad. I think I'm gonna stick with that for the crusts. And let's see, maybe do that last cheese strip that's right down here. Yeah, this video is kind of a whim. I was thinking, oh, you know what? I should just turn on the camera and do a little coloring and a little time in the kitchen. So this book wasn't even on my radar of things to color this month, really. But, you know, sometimes you just have to scrap the plans and do what feels fun in the moment. So that's what I did. Let's see. I'll go ahead and get this crust up here too while I'm in the mode of crust coloring. It's funny, for Pie Day, I always get the song. There's an episode of Phineas and Ferb, and I'm trying to think. I think it's Singing Pies that come out, but they sing a pie song, and it's like 3.1415936, or I can't even remember the exact numbers. I think it's something like that, but I always end up with it stuck in my head on Pie Day. We were a big Phineas and Ferb family. If anybody doesn't know what that is, it's a cartoon on Disney. Um, but even my husband and I really loved that show. Always had great catchy songs, and the plot line was fun and, I mean, really consistent. Like, we always like the shows where they kind of call back to other things in the show, and it stays consistent throughout, and that show was very much like that. And yeah, just the music and songs, and I've had more Phineas and Ferb songs stuck in my head than probably anything else, actually. I think they're actually coming out with a new season of Phineas and Ferb, so that's going to be interesting. I feel kind of mixed about it because I got so attached to those characters, and they were such a part of, especially my older two, their childhood, that when they did the finale episodes, there were two different sort of wrapping up the series episodes that stick out. But I cried. I cried during both of them, which I guess isn't that big of a feat for me, but yeah, they got me. So I kind of feel like I said my goodbyes to it, and it's going to be interesting to bring it back. But we are definitely going to be checking it out when it comes out, because if it's anything like it used to be, it'll be good. All right, and there is a teeny weeny little bit of a pepperoni there. I'm going to try to get to. That, and then my carmine red. Okay. There we go. There's a couple of slices of pizza pie for our Pie Day celebration. I think, unfortunately, I have to wrap it up here and get into the kitchen and baking. So you'll see that clip next of the at least one pie getting put together. I'm not sure I'll be able to get more than that. All right, so one of the pies I'm going to be making for our Pie Day celebration is this peanut butter pie here. I got it a long time ago, years and years ago, and honestly, I haven't made it in years, so I thought this would be a fun one to do. So I have in the bowl here 3 ounces of cream cheese. It gets a 1/3 cup of peanut butter. We're going to do a 1/2 cup of confectioner's sugar here. And then you whip in some milk, a 1/4 cup, and then also fold in the whole container of the whipped topping there. I tried to get a chocolate pie crust, and Walmart subbed me this nut pie crust, so we will see. Hopefully that won't be weird, and not too noticeable, but I don't know if anybody else has the subbing issues that we do here, but I feel like every grocery trip, you never know quite what you're going to get. But I'm going to go ahead and whip the cream cheese, and then we'll put in the rest of the ingredients and put it in the pie crust. It is right about 10 o'clock right now. I am doing it now early in the day because it's supposed to chill overnight, so I'm hoping that being in the fridge for the whole day will help let it set up. here is my finished peanut butter pie. I will put the recipe for this in the description. The one that I have was a healthy recipe, so there was lots of fat-free stuff in it, and I did not do that. I put all the fat in mine. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge and let it chill and set up. And right before we eat it, I will probably just shave a little bit of a chocolate bar or something on top just to give it a little something extra. And that is one of my pies finished. Hope everyone else gets to eat lots of pie today, in one way or another. And thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.